What's up, my YouTube family? It's your boy Roberto checking in with another video, guys. So check this out. I just made a video yesterday about Trump trying to overthrow the government and basically bullying politicians into siding with him. So today a phone call was released with him talking to Florida's Secretary of State. Georgia Secretary of State, Brett, whatever his name was. I can't remember his whole name. So Trump was basically trying to bully him into overturning the election. Basically saying, are you going to find those 11,780 votes that went missing? Basically trying to come up with a whole bunch of reasons as people's signatures being forged and things of that sort. You know, what he's basically been doing for the past couple months since he lost the election is try to figure out a way to get the election overturned, whether it's taking it to court, bullying those state officials into overturning the election. Unfortunately for him, it's not working. He's basically attacking American democracy and doing whatever he can to overturn the election. He needs to accept his results and accept what happened with the election, and everything he's doing right now is just adding to basically him trying to gain momentum to start his cult so that he could overthrow the government. And this right here is exactly what I'm talking about, how he's bullying, basically trying to bully these state officials, bringing up, trying to basically say they'll be put in jail and, just trying to use a whole bunch of legal things against them and trying to scare them into overturning the election. Now, this won't be the first or the last time we hear from this up until the inauguration day on January 20th. Trump is going to do whatever he can. He has people in Congress and in Senate that are going to basically try to vote against Joe Biden becoming president. Now, the majority of the Republicans and all of the Democrats, I'm pretty sure, are very, not on this train that's being led by Ted Cruz and I can't remember the other guy's name is Hallwell. I think it's John Hallwell or something with a J. Josh Hallwell, I believe. They're trying to basically gather as many people they can to pretty much make it so that the government will have to investigate this election thing again. They're basically trying to get a new election going. Like I said before, one of the people that Trump pardoned, I believe, was Michael Flynn, was basically saying that Trump should enforce martial law last month and have the military stand by the polls and watch his, people vote. So basically do the election over. That is scary to hear, that someone like that would pretty much put some kind of idea in Trump's head to do such a thing. Unfortunately, it will not happen for Trump, thank God. But we will see a lot more tactics of him bullying state politicians, even people in the federal government. He's trying to bully them into doing what he wants them to do. And that's been going on for the whole 4 years he's been in office. He's been bullying all the Republicans. They're terrified of him. So they pretty much try to do whatever he tells them to do. They try to kiss up to him. We know he's going to run again in 2024. Only real challenger I see for him when he does run again in 2024 will be Mike Pence, because Mike Pence is basically a last-ditch effort for them to basically have him stop the election. Mike Pence is the only person who can basically have the election overthrown. And some of the Republican Congress members are putting lawsuit up against Mike Pence if he does not do what they want him to do. Mike Pence is really trying not to be in the midst of all this. He's been silenced on a lot of things, but as of right now, it's a war within Republicans. The Republicans are at war with each other right now, and it's not looking good. I think the Republican Party is going to be so divided after Trump leaves, and this Georgia Senate race, I believe, is going to go to the Democrats. It's just too much going on within the Republican Party, too much division, just a lot that's going on. So we'll see how things play out. Like I said, Trump on an hour-long phone call trying to bully Georgia's Secretary of State into overturning the election. He tried, same thing with Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia. And then he's not going to stop there. He's going to go to each state, Wisconsin, Arizona, Michigan. He's going to do whatever he can to get the election overthrown. This should scare you guys. Because if Trump is to get reelected, I believe, even if he gets reelected into 2024, he will try to overthrow the government and throw out the 2-term limit and become a dictator. And his family will rule America for centuries. This should be very scary. It's not about who the next president is going to be. Somebody with an ego like his and an obsession with power. That's scary, guys. And I'm not saying Joe Biden is any better, but Joe Biden probably won't be the president for more than 2 years. Kamala Harris will take over because Joe Biden either gets sick and can't do the job anymore, or he passes away. But something is going to happen. But guys, we should really be scared of what Trump's trying to do to America. He's been fighting a battle. He does, he does fight against the elite sometimes, but he's still a pawn just like the rest of them. And his goal is to gain complete power and put the elites in fear of him. That's what he wants, the elites to fear him. He wants to be the ultimate head person. And that's why the elites made sure he did not win this re-election. Because he did not listen to everything they told him to do. He basically tried to go against them and use his power as a president to overthrow the elites, which is almost impossible because the elites control the majority of the government because they're paying them. So the senators, governors, all these people are being controlled by the elites. These people own the banks. They loan the government's money. You cannot outdo them. They control countries. Not just America, but other countries too. It's a handful of countries that are not controlled by the elites, and the most powerful country that is not controlled by the elites would be Russia. They cannot control Russia. They've been trying for years. But that's one country they just do not have a grip on right now, but they are working towards it. Vladimir Putin is a very strong, firm individual, and that's why he says all the time, the United States is not ran by the president, it's ran by guys in black suit in Washington. Because he knows the truth, he knows who runs the country. These billionaires, these elites, they run the country. And if any president goes against them, they use their power to get that president out of office. And that's exactly what happened to Trump. This pandemic, you know what? We're not going to leave that alone. This is what they did to get Trump out of the White House. They used their powers. He went against them. He lost. Russia is one country the elites do not have full control over. They're still working on it. And the same with North Korea. North Korea is not controlled by the elites. But because China is controlled by the elites, North Korea is ultimately under the control of China. But China lets them kind of get away with certain things. But if China at any point wanted to overthrow North Korea's government and unseat Kim Jong-un, they could with no problem. That's why a lot of times you see when he goes to China for meetings with the Chinese president, he's taking notes. That's the only person he really has fear for, and he takes notes and basically admires him when he goes around him. Anybody else, he's iffy about. He doesn't care. But he knows the Chinese government, if they wanted to, they can overthrow him and have him killed or basically put in a concentration camp. And that's his fear, and that's why he worships the Chinese government. But as of right now, guys, the elites are on a mission, and if they succeed, guys, it's over. It's over for us. So we got to continue to fight and stay woke, guys. And we're fighting a battle against the elites. We're fighting a battle against Trump, Joe Biden, the pawn. We're fighting a battle against a lot of people, guys. We got to get somebody that's for us, who's not scared of the elites. But at the same time, by not being scared of the elites, not being scared to do what's needed to do for the country, and not have a ego like Trump. Trump is not scared of the elites to a certain extent, but he had an ego that put him before the people. Let's get somebody who doesn't have that ego, who will fight the battle against the elites, and who will reign supreme as a leader for the people and not for billionaire corporations or elitist people that want to control governments. Guys, stay woke, and I'll talk to you guys later.